Okay, hello and welcome to a 10-minute yoga protocol for anyone that sits down too much during their workday and needs to stretch out their hips, the lower back, glutes and hamstrings as well. This is perfect for anyone that's a beginner to yoga or mobility work. It's really going to unlock and restore that childlike mobility to those hips after you've been sat down all day and contracting the hip flexors and the psoas muscle, as well as causing our glutes and external hip rotators to be extremely weak. So what we're going to work on today is activating and strengthening the glutes and the hip rotators while lengthening and stretching out through the hip flexor and the psoas. First thing we're going to do, short practice today, but we're still going to take a moment to arrive at the class, so coming down to a seated position on your knees. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to grab a block here, place it between your legs and sit down like so. And take a moment to arrive at the class, focusing on the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Aiming for low, slow exhales and inhales. Just by sitting here, we're already starting to work on the body, taking a gentle stretch in the quadriceps and also unlocking the ankles and the front of the shins. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into tabletop position onto all fours. Knees about shoulder width apart, hands shoulder width apart as well. And the first thing we're going to do is just take some circles around the wrists to gently warm the hands up. Just about 3 circles, one way, nice and easy, try and keeping a flat spine, and then we'll go the other way. Okay, from here we're going to get straight into the practice. First thing we're going to do is 10 cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly down to the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together, look up towards the wall in front of you, arching the back. And exhale, push the floor away from you, rounding the back for cat pose. We'll do this 10 times, so 5 times through each pose, 5 cats, 5 cows. Try to align the movement with the breath, so each inhale, go into your cow pose, and each exhale, push back up into your cat pose. Great job. Okay, once you've done 10 in total, we're going to start to do some hip curls. So I like to use a block for this, I find it's really helpful. So staying in our tabletop position, I'm going to bring the block to just outside my left knee here. And then I'm going to take 10 rotations going anti-clockwise to start with. Big outward circles, lifting the knee up towards the shoulder and background, trying to keep everything else as neutral as possible. Go for 10 rotations, 10 reps this side. Once you've done 10, we'll do 10 reps in a clockwise motion, so going the other way. We're really starting to wake up the outer hip muscles here, as well as the glutes, giving them some gentle activation. Great job. Once you've done 10, we'll head over to the other side, so block outside the right knee this time, and we'll start off going in an anti-clockwise direction. Just 10 rounds. See if you can start to bring and make those hip curls bigger with each rep as we slowly unlock the hips after a long day of sitting down. Once you've done 10, we'll go in a clockwise direction. Great job, you can move the block away from you now. We're now going to start to open up the inner thighs. First thing we need to do for this, staying in our tabletop position, I'm going to keep my right knee down and drop my left leg out to the side, my hands in front of me. From here I'm going to focus on arching the back, and I'm going to sit the bum back towards the heels, I'm up on the toes of the right foot, and then coming back to center. We'll do this 10 times, 10 reps with this left leg hanging out. The toes and the sole of my left foot are on the floor. I'm feeling a nice deep stretch in my left inner thigh and groin muscle. Keep focusing on arching that back as much as you can to accentuate that stretch. You're doing a great job. Couple more here. Okay, great job. Then come back to centre. I'm going to rotate around, but you can stay where you are. And we'll do the other side. So this time the right leg comes out to the side, taking that side lunge variation, then hands out in front. We're going to arch our back and sit the bum back towards the heels, opening up through the inner right thigh and groin. Nice, deep and easy reps, arching through that lower back, opening up through the spine. Again, keep focusing on the breath, breathing deep, low and slow, only through the nose if you can manage it, and if that's a struggle, try to aim for inhaling through the nose and exhaling softly out through the mouth. Great job. Once you've done 10 on the other side, I'm going to bring my legs out in front of me now, and we're going to really target the internal rotation of the hips and also activating those glute muscles. So sitting down, I'm going to bring my feet just wider than shoulder width apart in front of me. We're going to take some 90-90s. You can put your hands behind to support you, or if you fancy having a bit of a challenge, you can bring your hands over to your heart. And what we're going to do is I'm going to drop both knees down out in front of me to either side. So I'm making 90-degree angles with both my knees. From here, I'm going to lead back up with this knee and rotate around to the other side. I'm just going to shift through like this, trying to sit nice and tall, and then leading with that back knee, hopefully feeling a nice activation and stretch in that outer hip muscle. Great job. Once you come over to this side, I'm going to drop my right hand down here if you can manage it. Just keep your arms up here, and then keeping this knee down, I'm going to lift that left or that back foot up in the air and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Drop it down. We're working on that internal rotation. Bring it over to the other side. And when we're ready, we'll do the same thing. So getting our feet in the right positions, keeping that back knee down, lifting up that right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the foot down. Great job, guys. Coming into our last stretch now. Come back to a tabletop. And finally, what we're going to work on is lengthening through the hip flexor and opening up through the psoas as well. So I'm going to go to a low lunge pose with my left knee back down on the ground, step the right foot forward. Then from here, I'm going to engage my left glute, drive the left hip down and forward, lift the arms above the head, and from here you can keep the arms as they are or interlock the fingers. I'm going to take a side bend over to the right side of the body, lengthening through that hip flexor, but also the whole side of the back, through the ribs, through everything here. Really engage that left glute. And just breathe. Enjoying that opening sensation. Our hip flexors get so tight when we're sitting down all day, so having a nice moment to stretch them out now is a real privilege. Great job. Come back to centre. And we'll swap it to the other side. Left leg steps forward, keeping the right knee back. Engage the right glute, drive the right hip down and forward. Lift the arms above the head. You can keep them spread out or interlock the fingers and point the palms up to the ceiling, and take a side bend over to the left now. Focusing on that breath for this last pose of the class. enjoying the opening of that right hip flexor and the muscles between the ribs and the lats on the right side of the body as we free up space and restore motion. Once you're done, come back down to the middle of the mat. Find a comfortable seated position, whether it's sitting on your knees or taking a cross-legged comfortable sit. And taking a moment to close the eyes. We'll finish up with 2 psychological sighs. So down-regulate, decompress the nervous system and stimulate the vagus nerve. So when you're ready, inhale through the nose, taking a nice big deep breath, and then inhale again through the nose, before softly exhaling everything out through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. So 2 inhales and 1 deep, low and slow exhale. When you're ready, inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs with air once more. And when you're ready, exhale it all out through the mouth, through thinly pursed lips. Thank you for attending the class. You can stay here seated if you like for a little while longer, or have your own shavasana to close out the practice. But like I said before, thank you for joining. Real wealth is health, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.